WaterUp24 here from MondayMorningMTG.com, and I have a Dimir guild box with me today. I was able to pick this up after the pre-release. Actually, on release day, my store had extras, so I was able to go in and buy them. I also have a Gruel box that'll be open in another video as well, so let's go ahead and just slit that open and see what we got. And with these, I'm actually going to go ahead and build a deck out of them too, because I have time and can show it on video. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just hold this here very steady so you can pause the video if you want to read it. And then with this one, so that's some pretty cool stuff. We have the sticker, of course, right in here. The sticker's very nice. I'm just going to go ahead and set these under the tripod. I kind of really like this one. It's a nice blue speckled, and it's got the black print on it. I think it looks pretty cool. Sorry if there's a bit of a glare. I have the light up there. It's right over my desk at college in my dorm, so. But I like this die. Pretty nice. Also, I want to apologize if you can't really understand me, because I am sick. I think I have the flu, perhaps. I was just able to drop by my local game store to pick up my pre-orders of Dimir, or my pre-orders of Gatecrash period, and I just went and got these. So, alright. So we have the 5 booster packs total here, and we have the guild pack right here with the Consuming Aberration, the 3 colors, 1 blue, 1 black. And its power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your opponent's graveyards. So this is perfect if you're playing multiplayer, because both your opponents are counted. This is great for Two-Headed Giant, and it's only 5 mana. And whenever you cast a spell, each opponent reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals a land card, and then puts those cards into his or her library. So this, his or her graveyard, excuse me. So this is really great, and it's a foil alternate art, so I like that. Let's go ahead and pop this one open. Now, if I was playing in a pre-release, I would hope to perhaps get a Lazov, I believe is how you pronounce it, and maybe a Watery Grave, but we'll have to see about that. So we have Consuming Aberration, of course. Dimir Guildgate comes untapped, blue or black. Nightveil Spectre, which actually reminds me so much of the Buy a Box promo, which I actually have one now. But we'll get to that with a booster box. So, 3 mana, any combination of blue or black, flying, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they exile the top card of his or her library, and you can play the cards exiled with it. This was a great card. I actually lost my match from playing Simic because of this. He played all my stuff, and with Simic I was doing blue-green, so he was taking my land, and when he took one of my forests, he was able to play my Fathom Mage and everything. Alright, Agoraphobia. Enchanted creature gets -5/-0. You can return it to your hand as an enchantment. 1 blue, 1 colorless. Pretty nice. Killing Glare. X and 1 black. Destroy target creature with power X or less. This was pretty awesome in Orzhov. I used it once or twice when I did my Orzhov box. Very helpful. Duskmantle Guildmage, 1 blue, 1 black, and it's for a 2/2, uncommon. So it fits the set of the Guild Mages, of course. And the 2 abilities, 1 blue, 1 black, and colorless. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere this turn, that player loses 1 life. And then 2 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black. Target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Pretty good card there. Last Thought, draw a card, Cipher. It's 3 colors, 1 blue. I like this card. It's very nice. Perfect if you want to draw a lot of cards, because you can just put it on a creature that has like a trample or unblockable, and you're just going to be drawing cards every time you attack with it. Midnight Recovery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. This is also a pretty good card. Cipher it as well. 3 colors, 1 black. Not bad. Death Cult Rogue. Can't be blocked except by rogues. 1 colorless, then any combination of 2 blue or black. So 1 blue, 1 black, or 2 blue or 2 black, whatever. It's a 2/2, common. Scatter Arc, counter target creature spell, draw a card, 3 colorless, 1 blue. Not too bad for countering. Slate Street Ruffian, 2 colorless, 1 black for 2/2, and whenever it becomes blocked, defending player discards a card. Psychic Strike, 1 blue, 1 black, 1 colorless, counter target spell. Its controller puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So, blue-black mill will definitely be a really impressive thing in Standard coming up, I think. Metropolis Sprite, 1 colorless, 1 blue. It's flying, it's 1/2, and it gets +1/-1 until end of turn when you pay 1 blue. So you can only do that ability once unless you've got it pumped somehow. And that way you can make it a 2/1 instead of being a 1/2. Not bad. Corpse Blockade, 2 colorless, 1 black. It's Defender Zombie, 1/4. You sacrifice another creature, it gains Death Touch until end of turn. So it's great for blocking things. Sky Games, 1 blue, 1 colorless. You enchant the land, and you can tap the land that you enchanted, so target creature gains flying until end of turn. And it can only be activated as a sorcery, so you gotta activate it in your first main phase if you want to attack with it. And Shadow Alley Denizen, 1 black for a 1/1. Whenever another black creature enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gains Intimidate until end of turn. That's pretty good. So we have some nice cards there. Definitely can use some of them to build a deck. Go ahead and crack the first pack here. I'm not going to read through all the cards, I just wanted to read through those. I don't want to make the video longer than it absolutely has to be, because you probably have better things to do than to sit here and watch my videos. Breeding Pool, that's a great pull there. So I have a breeding pool now out of this, so that's really nice. I could splash green if I really wanted to, and there's some really awesome green things that might work well with blue-black. Alpha Authority, Hellraiser Goblin, and Arrows of Justice. Oops. And Arrows of Justice are the uncommons. Razor Whip, or Razor Tip Whip, not too bad. Let's see here, what other things could we use? Grizzly Spectacle, Bioshift, maybe. Metropolis Sprite. Not too much in the way of Dimir. I could probably use the artifact, or find a use for the artifact. Grizzly Spectacle, maybe Bioshift if I splash green using Breeding Pool. And Metropolis Sprite, I could definitely probably use another one of those. Croconore wouldn't be too bad, because I could always use Bioshift to move some stuff over to an unblockable rogue or something. So, there we have that one. Breeding Pool was a great card to pull. I need the Shockland, so I'll definitely be looking out for a lot of those. Okay. Fireman Avenger. Well, this is definitely off color for what I'm looking for. It's a great Boros card. I pulled one in my pre-release when I did Boros. Great card. Deals 3 damage when you attack with it and at least 2 other creatures. So it deals 3 damage directly to target creature or player. You gain 3 life, and it's also attacking for 3 in the air. That's... I can't grip this stuff today, I guess. That's a pretty awesome rare there, so... Unfortunately, I can't do anything with that. Cinder Elemental, still can't do anything. Hinder Vines prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures with no +1/+1 damage. Probably find a use for that. Boros Key Rune, nice to have it, but not useful to me. Sage Rose Denizen. Whenever another blue creature enters the battlefield under your control, target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. I'm probably going to be doing something with milling. Verdant Haven. I think if I were actually using this box at a pre-release, I would definitely splash green, because I have some nice green stuff. Slaughterhorn, drop it for 1 green, pump one of my unblockable rogues, unless you got a rogue. Frilled Oculus, probably would definitely put that in there. Shadow Slice, target opponent loses 3 life and you cipher it. Put that on unblockable stuff, you know, this and that. 4 mana for a 2/2 artifact with flying. Not a big fan. Not a big fan. There's so many better things than this that even cost less. But I would definitely splash green at this point, looking at this, because I really don't have much in the way of blue and black. And the Fireman Avenger really didn't help much. One of my friends was actually saying that they'd probably make it so that they're geared to make something, and he opened a Boros box right in front of me, and everything was a red, a white, or had that in there. Like, he had a Godless Shrine as a Shockland, and all of his rares were red or white. So that was pretty awesome. Lazov, yes, definitely going to use him if this was a pre-release. Dimir fits perfectly. Hexproof 3/3. Whenever a creature card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you may have Lazov Dimir Mastermind become a copy of that card, except its name is still Lazov Dimir Mastermind. It's legendary in addition to its other types, and gains hexproof and this ability. So, yeah. And it's May, so you can just copy stuff that your opponent puts in. That's pretty sweet. But he stays his name. He gets hexproof again, no matter what, and he's still legendary, and has the ability where he can keep changing. So that's pretty sweet. Zamet Guildmage, probably will throw that in there with a blue-green mix. Death's Approach, definitely could use. Keymaster Rogue, it's unblockable, and it's a 3/2. Enters the battlefield, return a creature you control to its owner's hand. Definitely going to use that. This was by far a better pack for Dimir. Psychic Strike, definitely could use another one. Leyline Phantom, deals combat damage, return it to its owner's hand. 5 mana for a 5/5 that you have to wait a turn to attack with. If you could give it haste, that's more of like a is it thing. If you can give it haste with the red card, that would work. But we're not looking at red stuff right now. Devour Flesh, target player sacrifices a creature, you gain life equal to a creature's toughness. That's an Orzhov card with deal or take life from them and gain it, or take stuff away from them and gain stuff out of it. So that's more of an Orzhov, but it would definitely fit pretty well, I think. Next pack. Oops. Oh well. Still haven't gotten around to making sleeves out of booster packs. Still trying to figure out whether I should even still do that, or even consider it. Psychic Strike Foil. That's pretty nice. Merciless Eviction as the rare. Not bad. Psychic Strike Foil is better for the purpose, but having one of these isn't too bad. Exile all artifacts, or all creature, or exile all creatures, or exile all enchantments, or exile all planeswalkers. 6 mana, but wouldn't be too bad. Coerced Confession. Target player puts the top 4 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. You may draw a card for each creature card put into that graveyard this way. Not bad. 5 mana though. We'll have to see. Slate Street Ruffian. Whenever it becomes blocked, defending player discards a card. Sky Games. Simic Guildgate. That's going to go in there if I'm splashing green. Syndicate Enforcer. Shamble Shark. Possibly. Syndicate Enforcer. Probably definitely put it in there. 3/2, and you can extort stuff out of people. So, not a bad pack. Could be a bit better, but, I mean, not all of them are going to be Dimir cards. That's only in the little Dimir pack. Okay, so, here we go. What the? Wow. Okay. So much for them opening easier. Okay. Spirit Token, that's nice. Watery Grave. How about that? 2 Shocks and a Lazov. Out of this, Shocklands are about $15 a piece. Lazov's about 10. So, what, that's 40 right there. Just in this box that I bought for 25. Simic Charm. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn, or permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Definitely splashing green at this point. Orzhov Guildgate. Nah. Prophetic Prism. probably include that since I'm running 3 colors. Corpse Blockade, could use another one. Sky Games, I don't know. Mortis Strider, when it dies, return it to his owner's hand. It's a 1/1. Possibly. Way of the Thief. Way of the Thief is a really awesome card. Use that with Simic. Fortunately, I only had one Simic Guildgate, but hey, that's really not bad. So you've now seen what I pulled. Stay tuned for a moment. I'm actually going to stop the video. I'm going to start up another one once I've selected what I'm going to build with. I'm going to show you how the deck's going to work. So give me a little bit and you'll see it in just a bit. Quick side note while I'm working on building the deck itself. A lot of people have made comments about my playmat, which actually, let's see here. There's the whole playmat. It's the white, blue, black, red, green color order with the whole Magic the Gathering thing, Ultra Pro, etc. so forth. A lot of people have made comments about it, about how they like it and whatnot. Why I have this versus, say, any of the other ones that have a creature on it, or why I haven't replaced it with any of the Shocklands. It's perfect for sorting stuff. Like, if you go to a pre-release or really anything where you're going to be opening packs to build a deck, you can sort it white, blue, black, red, green, put the hybrids between, put the lands and artifacts and stuff around it, but just have like straight across all of the cards. So that's why I really like this, because this way I can divide up, okay, here are the blues, here are the blacks, just so it's in the shot. I put the greens here, the blue-black ones in between, including the green and blues as well, but I put all the gold ones right in the middle, blue-black in the middle, artifacts off to the side. It makes it better for organizing when you're like constrained for time and you need to build something. It just gives you enough space to do it, and you can put everything up by color so you can sort it better. It works out better that way. You don't take up a large portion of the table, or go, if you don't want anyone to see what you've got it upside down, and it's like, wait, was this red, was this blue, which one was this? That's why I have this. It is definitely helpful, and I mean, even if you need to count life, there's a life counter thing at the bottom, but that's why I have this, and why I like this so much. But that's a side note. I'm going to go back to working on this now. Alright, so for the Dimir deck box, this is what I came up with. Alright, for the land section, I'm going to go with 4 islands, the Dimir Guildgate, the Watery Grave, 5 Swamp, the Simic Guildgate, the Breeding Pool, and then 2 forests. When I'm doing a 40-card deck, I think 16 is good enough for land, then you want 24 everything else. So, in this case, I did 2 green because I don't have much in the way of green. I have 5 cards that use green. And well, I mean, if you count for Loculus, 6, but I've got 5 cards that only require 1. And I'm adding the Prophetic Prism in there to help with that. But given that I have a little bit of green in here, and I got 5-6 cards that need it, there are going to be 4 total, or there are going to be 4 sources of green plus the Prophetic Prism. Now, with swamps, the only other source for swamps are the Guildgate and Watery Grave. So that's 8 possibilities for swamp, 4 possibilities for forest. Then, because I have like an even number of blue and black, so with blue, I have 4 islands, but you also get the blue from the 2 Guildgates, the Watery Grave, and the Breeding Pool, which gives 8 blue sources. So you have 8 black sources, 8 blue sources, and 4 green sources. And that typically is how it should work for this, since you have all these blue-black hybrids, 3 of them over here. The Death Cult Rogue, the Death Cult Rogue, which can't be blocked except by rogues. The Night Veil Spectre, which Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top card of his or her library. You can play those cards. And then the Coerced Confession, which target player puts... Oops. I think I need to refocus here. Yep, there we go. Puts top 4 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. You draw a card for each creature put into that graveyard this way. So, I have those 3. I did for the golds on this side. I'll get to the golds on the other side in a moment. I have the Duskmantle Guildmage, because, I mean, that just makes sense, with milling, 2 Psychic Strikes. So, of course, the foil one, why wouldn't I put that in there? Lazav, in the event they have something really awesome that I can kill and put away somewhere. Then Consuming Aberration for the wonderful, wonderful ability of power and toughness equal to the number of cards in the opponent's graveyard with the milling. So that's going to be good. So that's why I have those. We just move some of this out of the way. Okay, so then with... Well, actually, let me move over here. Got the Prophetic Prism, the Simic Charm for the +3/+3, or all of them get hexproof so no one can kill the stuff with like Boros Charm or anything. And return target creatures on hand only if necessary. The Zamet Guildmage. This turn, each creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, so that sounds pretty nice. Or remove +1/+1 counter from a creature you control, draw a card. Probably not really going to get +1/+1 counters on stuff, but the first ability would be good enough, I think. And it's a 2/2 creature. In the event I need more creatures that I can pump. Okay. Dealing with green, which is the off color for Dimir. I have Miming Slime, 1 green, 2 colorless, for putting an XX green ooze creature token onto the battlefield, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So if you can pump something up pretty high, you can put out an ooze. I like that. Then the Slaughterhorn here, it's 2 colors and 1 green for a 3/2, but I put it in for the Blood Rush cost. Let's see if I can bring this up closer without getting the flash in the way. I put this in here for the Blood Rush cost of 1 green to give target creature +3/+2. That's the only reason I put that in there. I didn't put it in there to be a creature, but if you really badly need it to be one, it can be. Verdant Haven here. I mean, when it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. I mean, that's just a plus right there, and it's 3 mana total, 1 green, 2 colorless. And you can also tap it for an additional mana of any color. Because whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, which means that, alright, so there's 1 mana. You've tapped it for mana. Its controller adds 1 mana of any color of his or her, or to his or her mana pool. So that's a 2nd mana. So you get 2 for 1 land. So, I mean, already with the 2 life, you're going to pay this off in a couple of turns anyway once you get it. So that's perfect, which is why I threw it in there with the green, because that'll definitely help with everything. Okay, turning over now to the blue and black. Agoraphobia. Enchant creature gets -5, -0. It's 2 blue. That's good. Frilled Oculus. Wait, not 2 blue. 1 blue and a colorless. So it's 2 and 1 blue and 1 colorless. Frilled Oculus. 1 colorless, 1 blue for 1/3 that you can pay a green and a colorless to give it +2/+2 until end of turn. You can only activate that once. So that's pretty decent there. It becomes a 3/5. Keymaster Rogue, 3 colorless, 1 blue. It's 3/2 and it's unblockable. So when it enters the battlefield, return a creature you control to its owner's hand. Not too bad. Especially if it's going to be unblockable. Last Thoughts, draw a card and you can cipher. So every time that creature attacks that you have encoded it to with cipher, you can draw a card. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, not when it attacks. Then we have Thief, one of my favorite cards of the set. 3 colorless, 1 blue. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, and is unblockable as long as you control a gate, which there are 2 in the deck, which is why this is perfect to be included. If you have just 1, it's a little bit wasted because you might not get it, If you have 2, you have a better chance of getting it out of the 40. So there's the blue. Now with the black, I have, let's see here, I have Death's Approach, one black. Each creature gets -X, where X is the number of creature cards in its controller's graveyard. It's pretty good. Grisly Spectacle, destroy target non-artifact creature. Its controller puts a number of cards equal to that creature's power from the top of his or her library into his or her graveyard. 2 black, 2 colorless. Pretty good. Syndicate Enforcer, 3/2 for 3 colorless and 1 black with Extort. So if you can put that out there, you can extort for the rest of your spells, paying the black part. You can't pay the white, of course. Unless you have Prophetic Prism and you really want to, because you only have a green available. Or only a blue available. Shadow Slice, 4 colors, 1 black. Target opponent loses 3 life. And you can cipher it, so when it's encoded, you can just attack with whatever creature, and your opponent can lose 3 life if they get hit with it. And last but not least, Killing Glare, destroy target creature with power X or less, with X and black for the cost. So that is the Dimir deck right there.